My pigs and I are working our way up what I guess I'm gonna call this the Western Creek. I might call it Schnabely Creek or something. A name doesn't come to mind, but one of the oldest names of the settlers here, pioneers, was Schnabely. Schnabely, Ickes, Bowser. They were the really old names here. And there were a few others. I've got two unnamed creeks. There's Oppenheimer Run. I think I'm going to call this the Western Creek and the other one the Eastern Creek for now. Oh, and I wanted to tell you that I'm developing Prises water turnouts. Here, see, I choose a place that's naturally so. That's right down to the bedrock, right there under the fence. And then this is the way I'm going to lead that water. That makes the line, but I got to get it high enough on that bank. I'd like to reach that height back there if I can, and I think I can. But in any case, I have to get it out of the creek bed to be able to get onto the fields. I mean, I could use a pipe and run it all on up. This ground is damp enough because it's low that the pigs can easily root in it, and that's what they like to do. Although they'll graze, they'll go up there later and graze. But see, they're rooting all around the skunk cabbage. This area was like a pure stand of skunk cabbage, and they wouldn't eat it. They still don't appear to want to eat it, but they do root all around it. And now I'm going along and cutting the limbs that would smack me in the face if I walked up through here. And then this is barberry. You probably recognize it. I'm going to cut that back in the winter. I'll cut that way back. Now I've turned around, I keep forgetting to say things. This place where I was just saying I'm building a Prises, I'm working on a place that I worked on about 40 years ago or 35 years ago. This has a name. I named this after my father-in-law, my wife's father, Charles. This is Charles Dam. I might have said that already. I tend to name the dams out of guys and the falls out of women or girls. It takes some time, but the pigs gradually will clear an area. If it's moist enough. Now here, Sally, for example, has found something under there really tasty. A root of something. I don't know what it is. I wish I did. But they're working all this because, I mean, out there in the field, the ground's hard. But here they can get their nose in. And of course, in the springtime, they can get their nose in too. There's the mine face. I've filmed this area before. It's going to be a major turnout, a major Prises. I call it the confluential dam because it's a confluence between that creek and that creek. The two come together right here. And right here, I'm going to turn it out to go the direction that slab's pointing and go out there. There's material laying all over the place to build with, which makes me think that maybe there once was some kind of a dam here that got ripped out 100 years ago. But anyway, I'm going to experiment with a kind of cloth. I had plastic over it because I knew I wasn't going to be able to fill the cracks in. But I'm going to try that. I've got a lot of it. It's polyester. It doesn't biodegrade. It doesn't rot. It also will let the water go through, but it won't let the sand and the soil go through. So I'm going to lay it across there and then lay more stones on it and see what I can do with it. Almost like a mortar. There, maybe you can get the idea. Tomorrow I'll bring a shovel up here and I'll shovel some of that sand or gravel on that upper edge to start to give me a line. But what I plan to do is put smaller stones in the depressions, and then I think I'll fold this piece back over. But I have so much of this stuff I could do 20 layers or more than that. I got it at an auction on big rolls. I thought I could do other stuff with it, but then I put a match to a piece of it and it burns like gasoline. So I thought, no, that's not going in any buildings. But it works as extreme mulch. I used it like that for years, or several years. And now that I've gone over to pigs, Aha, fence is working. Now I've gone over to pigs. I realize it's a better system than extreme mulching. And I was using plastic like this. I knew I was going to need a barrier to keep the water from going through the dam. This is bunker cover, and I probably will use it still. Why I came down here is because there's a cardinal flower. In an earlier video, I said I was looking for them, and it's not the same. There's whoa, look at it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. When the conditions are right, they're all over the place. But it's not that other plant that I said I thought might be cardinal flower, but I didn't think so. Well, cardinal flower, the leaves are not opposite for one thing, and you see that they're not parallel. The venation's not parallel, but it branches out. It's a clear different plant. Cardinal flower. Here's the upstream edge of that piece of material that I laid down. And you see there's just a trickle of water, really just a trickle coming from each source. But it's enough, and this is the driest time of the year. And this has got a bigger, much more important job to do than irrigating. It's going to supply water to one of my biggest water wheels when it goes out through there. It's major, so I do have to. Now's a good time to build it, but there's so much water comes through here in the spring, and I've got to turn it out. Once I get it out of the bank, no problem. I can take care of the rest.